Cool. So hi guys, this is Chris from DoraHacks. I'll be the host for today's Dora Grant DAO demo sessions, round 4. For a bit background on the Dora Grant DAO program, it's a community-driven program to fund the hacker movement, explore and assist hackers with innovative ideas, and eventually help them to build more important products in the future for the multi-chain Web3 ecosystems. I will introduce a bit about the voting process before I introduce the project so that audience can get familiar with how it briefly go with. So in order to vote, committee members will need to utilize the Dora staking function by staking Dora to receive VC Dora, which is no value, non-transferable and unrevocable voice credit. It can be used as voting credits to participate in the voting process. To receive VC Dora, you will need to connect your wallet to the Dora staking function and ensure that you have Dora token and Ethereum token in the wallet to cover the small gas fee when staking. You will then be able to stake your Dora for up to 4 years, and you will receive VC Dora in return. A very important thing is that 0.5 VC Dora is what you will need for 1 vote. So the amount that you should stake and the duration should be calculated based on how many votes you would like to do. For more information, detailed introduction about how to stake Dora and how to vote for the projects that you like, please visit the DoraHacks.io blog, that link here in the description. Yeah, so back to the topic. Today we are very happy to have 2 finalist projects with us. They are Metopia and KlayOracle. So without further ado, let's welcome the first teams to present today, which is a Metopia. So Stephen, feel free to start when you're ready.
Cool. Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to really showcase our product. It's a project we've been working on for about a year. So we're finally getting the chance to really showcase what we do and how we can really help Web3 communities thrive. So without further ado, I will start the presentation. Let me just stop my cam, if you don't mind, and then we can... Cool. So what is Metopia? We're essentially aggregating a lot of data from a lot of different multitudes of platforms, and we're capturing on and off chain data in order to create this thing called a Web3 reputation. We're going to talk about that a bit more, but with Metopia, we're doing a lot of things, and we're trying to help out all types of Web3 communities. So yeah, let's get into it. So Metopia, mint soulbound tokens as your members' contribution ledger. We will talk about soulbound tokens a bit closer during the presentation, but let's do it. So just a rough overview of the current landscape of Web3. In DeFi, we have over $60 billion captured in the top 10 DeFi protocols. And within the top 10 NFT communities, we have over $5 billion in value. So there's a lot of value in Web3 right now, despite the downturn in the market, but there's still a lot of things going on. But what is the problem for these communities? Number one is a membership standardization. So communities lack membership tools that really offer insight into commitment and contribution of their members. So there's no real one standard for this kind of standardization. So that's something that we're looking to kind of change and update with what we're doing at Metopia. Number two is the contribution utilities. So after contributing to communities and DAOs, the issuance of credentials, there's a huge lack in utility. So, when you kind of attend all these kind of events, whether it's IRL or online, there's a lot of how do I say it, rewards that you can get and so on and so forth, but there's no real utility for them. So you essentially have a wallet that's just accumulating all these kind of credentials, but there's no real use cases. And if we know anything about use cases in Web3, there should be use cases for a lot of products, right? There shouldn't be a case where you have a lot of NFTs or a lot of rewards just sitting in the wallet doing nothing. Number 3 is incentive systems. So DAOs lack the tools and instruments to encourage governance participation, and they lack tools to continue incentivizing members that contribute to the DAO, right? So there was a research article that I read the other day, and it said amongst the top DAOs, the average participation rate is only 0.64%. So that's less than 1%. That's about 0.5% of a DAO creating and voting in proposals. And I think if there's anything about that, you can't really have 0.64% of a DAO kind of paving the path for communities, right? It's not a true representation of what that community represents. And so right now, DAOs really lack the instruments to encourage and to increase that participation rate of members. So with what we're doing at Metopia, we are looking to change that. So our vision is to provide soulbound tokens as a dynamic reputation passport for all of Web3 users. So what are our solutions? Number 1 is our soulbound protocol. Soulbound tokens are making waves right now, and it was made famously by Vitalik Buterin earlier on this year when he launched like a 32 page article talking about soulbound tokens and the use cases for them now and the use cases for them in the future. So what we're doing at Metopia, one of our solutions is to give projects the ability and the autonomy to create, design, issue, and really manage the distribution of their soulbound tokens to their users. Number 2, Web3 passport. So we're aggregating on-chain and off-chain data to create a Web3 passport for users, right? So we are in the process, or we have integrated with the likes of Tally, Mask, RSS3, Snapshot, Discord, Morales, Canaan3, and a couple more projects. So we're really looking to encapture data from all types of kind of Web2 and Web3 platforms. Number 3 is governance space. So we are giving communities the tools to really govern in like a 3-dimensional form, right? So we have a lot of platforms out there that that have some sort of governance structure and allow voting in DAOs and proposals and so on and so forth, but they're very one-dimensional in terms of what we see. So we're allowing customizations, whether it be the traits of the NFTs, to increase voting power. So for example, you might have some NFT that has a gold background, which is a really rare trait. We provide the tools for communities to see the traits of the members and tailor vote customizations and voting power and so on and so forth. But on top of that, what we're providing on the other hand is also the ability to give communities the possibility to have some sort of structure where they can govern without non-financial assets. So what does that mean? So in the world in Web3 right now, there's a lot of inequalities, whether it be the barrier to entry in terms of participation, whether you lack the knowledge to code or be a developer or a contributor. So there's other ways, whether that be being a loyal member and creating memes for the community and gaining all these roles along the way. We are allowing the possibilities through soulbound tokens and through Discord roles, for example, to govern equitably and kind of even out that playing field. So we're kind of capturing all types of people in Web3 with what we're doing in terms of the governance space. Number 4 and 5 is the Launchpad services that we provide and the treasury services that we provide. So a brief history of soulbound tokens. So there are a lot of real life applications, whether it be now or in the near future. We are going to be seeing soulbound tokens make waves. So first of all, I think we can kind of group together the education history and the work history, where if you aren't familiar with soulbound tokens, they are essentially something that sticks with you for life, right? So and it's verified by the blockchain. So with education history and work history, when you're applying for a new job or something, your company or your potential company can look at your credentials and see that it's verified by a certain university or by the company that you said you worked for. So it takes out a lot of third-party investigations, and it saves a lot of money along the way as well. With health records, your kind of health records will be on chain. So for example, your blood type, your maybe diabetes history, your family history, cholesterol history, medication history will all be recorded. So it will stick with you wherever you go. So it's easier for people to kind of identify you when things go the other way. And lastly, with loyalty programs, an example I can think of is maybe Starbucks, or maybe any membership for hotels, for example. Everything under your name will be on chain, and then there will be a lot of real life applications where you can easily access all these different programs that you're eligible for. So there are actually a couple of reasons for soulbound tokens in Web3. Number one is that they aren't purchasable, right? So they're actually earned through collaboration, participation, and building. So the thing about standard NFTs, you have to purchase them, or you have to purchase tokens. But with soulbound tokens, they're not purchasable, so it takes away the need to have financial resources or capital for individual users. Number two is communities really have the full autonomy of the distribution of their tokens and their soulbound tokens, meaning that they are the signer and they can design and create and distribute at their own will through Metopia services. And number three is the traits, use cases, and metadata are easily updatable, right? So instead of having to mint a new soulbound token every time you get one, you are easily able to just hit an update button and save a lot of gas fees. And in the same time, you don't have to have hundreds of tokens or NFTs kind of in your wallet, just standing there. So we've made it very easy for users to update their soulbound token, so it's easy to track, and you don't have to have many. So projects that onboard onto Metopia, all they have to do is create a profile, and then they set their customizations when it comes to governance and representation. And then there's a release of the soulbound protocol where communities are able to distribute soulbound tokens to their community, whether that be through kind of tasks or raffles. We're providing that platform for communities. So here's just a brief overview of the product. I'm going to quickly show you guys the website after this presentation and give you guys more of a walkthrough. And yeah, partnership pipeline. So who do we have working with us at the moment? We have Kiki Trade, which is actually Asia's leading social-orientated crypto investment platform. We also have Matrix World, who are one of the most prominent projects on the Flow blockchain. We have Peppermon, who is also a very big project in terms of DeFi and NFTs and digital collectibles. And we have Shield.me, who we are working on integrating the API. We are very excited to showcase that in the near future. So in terms of our competition, there's a couple of projects out there that are kind of creating some sort of soulbound protocol or some sort of badge protocol or reputation system. But we beat a lot of these projects in terms of our functionalities, right? When it comes to maybe voting, for example, or governance customizations, being able to use your metadata and your traits in governance is something that's unprecedented. In terms of offering raffles, we beat the majority of the projects when it comes to that. And yeah, that is a quick overview of our competition. In terms of our roadmap, we are in Q4 of 2020. So we're in the last last phase of our beta campaign release. We have launched the co-branded raffle launch with a lot of our partners, which we will go through a bit later on. We have launched a soulbound protocol as well, and we have launched the raffle testing, and we have integrated EVM chains. So our beta campaign will finish very soon, I believe in a day or two, and then we're going to be integrating a lot of new kind of functions once we go live. So there is an appendix. I don't want to go through that, a bit too technical, but I will quickly share the website. Let me just try share screen. Cool. So for those users that are tuning in now, metopia.xyz is the website. So over here we have a day remaining in the campaign, and yeah. So this is the landing page. We have a lot of things to work on in terms of giving users an overview of what we do at Metopia. So that's going to be coming very, very, very soon. So we've made it very easy for users to have the ability to claim their first soulbound token, because it's a very new concept right now. So all you have to do is connect your wallet, and then we've made it super simple. So in order to set up your profile, all you have to do is to verify your Twitter and verify your Discord. You're going to be eligible to claim the Data Guardian soulbound token, which is actually a co-branded one with one of our data providers at RSS3. So users will be able to claim that. The other one is the loyal Metopian soulbound token. So all you have to do is test out the functionalities of what we do at Metopia and provide feedback, whether that's through Discord or the website. The most exciting thing actually is the best allies soulbound tokens, right? So Metopia is actually running our own raffle campaigns. So these, renew every couple of days. All you have to do is join it once you have one of our soulbound tokens. But the cool thing about what we do is we've invited a lot of different projects, whether it be metaverses, GameFi, DAOs, or NFT PFP collections. We've given them the ability to create a space and test out the functionalities of what we do. And in terms of how users can kind of use Metopia and collaborate with the product, is a lot of these projects have created raffles. So this one over here, MM3 NFT, is actually a PFP project that is endorsed by Marilyn Monroe's estate. So they have the rights to use her images and so on and so forth. So they have a upcoming raffle in the next 13 hours, and they're going to be eligible for this soulbound token. I think the great thing about soulbound tokens is there's a lot of use cases that can stem from it, right? But first of all, I think the most important thing is users are going to be able to kind of establish their Web3 reputation and use this as some sort of passport when it comes to governance or something like that. So I really would like to invite users that are tuning in to test out the platform, see all these amazing things that are happening right now, check out the spaces, and create proposals if the space allows you to. There's a lot of different proposals that we have right now, whether it be creating more soulbound tokens for different types of users and stuff like that. So with Metopia, just to wrap it all up, we're doing a lot of things. We want to be that one-stop shop for all types of Web3 communities to really empower their community members. And we're super excited to really show off and showcase what we do, because we believe that what we're doing through the use of soulbound tokens, through the use of aggregating on-chain and off-chain data as well, there's endless possibilities of what we're creating. And reputation in Web3 is becoming more and more important as the kind of shift towards technology is accelerating. So Metopia XYZ is the website, and you can follow us on Twitter at Metopian. So that's just over here, or that's just over here. We'd love to invite you guys to test out the platform and really give it a go. So that's just wrapping everything up. Just like to thank everybody for tuning in. Super excited to show you guys what we have in the space in the next coming days and weeks. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen, for this detailed introduction. So I would love to know a bit more about the team background, like you and other core team members. Like what did you guys do? Previous or maybe previous experience in crypto? Yeah, anything you think that might be relevant?
Yeah, definitely. I think having a strong established team is very important when it comes to building a Web3 project, right? So I got into the space in 2017. I worked for an exchange. At the time, they were the first exchange to offer like cold storage systems. They went by the name of ThinkBit. And then more recently, I completed a business development internship with Kobo Wallet, who are, I believe, the biggest wallet providers in Asia Pacific. So the rest of the team, we're all veterans in the space, whether it be coming from different types of aspects of Web3, but we're all very well versed. And we're all spread out around the world. I think that's the beauty about Web3. I am currently in Bangkok, Thailand, but I'm based in New Zealand. And the rest of the team is everywhere, whether it be in Florida or whether it be in Lisbon, Portugal. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much again for the detailed introduction. And like Stephen said, for all the audience, if you are interested in trying out the Metopia, trying out the new function about like the DAO governance and soulbound token features that provided by Metopia, feel free to engage, use the products, engage with teams. I believe they are very happy and welcome you guys to do so. Yeah, great. So let's jump to the next project today, which is the KlayOracle. Hi, Olufemi.
Oh, hi, Grace.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
hi,
Can you open my screen? Is it very, very zoomed in and clear?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm the one presenting my slide with GitHub. All right. So, hi, everyone. My name is Oluwafemi, and I'm presenting KlayOracle. KlayOracle protocol was built during the recently concluded Claymaker 2022 hackathon. So we are like very, very early. All right. So what is the Oracle problem, basically, right? So the blockchain was built in such a way that it is very deterministic, such that it is impossible by design for the blockchain to get or fetch external data from like API and or push data from the blockchain to like external source, right? I mean, for a smart contract to directly or easily just know the price of BTC or ETH by itself, that's like impossible. And for a smart contract, for example, to over time pull a particular webhook or URL and posting data to it, also by design, it's also like impossible. And smart contracts today, for them to be like be robustful, for smart contracts to do more than just like sending transaction or sending value, they have to do more, right? Smart contract need to be able to know, for example, when someone wants to do a swap between BTC and USD, smart contract at least need to know, for example, what is the price of BTC for that day, or for like a derivative smart contract, the smart contract need, for example, to know, or what is the price for one ounce of gold like last week or today. Like a smart contract really needs to know that. But by design, because the blockchain was built to be deterministic, like by design, that is not like possible. So that is where the Oracle comes in. Oracle are a way for smart contracts to get like external data from off-chain. So that was why we built KlayOracle, right? KlayOracle is an oracle that is built for like specifically for the Clayton blockchain, and unlike most oracle out there, it is built to be minimalistic and simple. The KlayOracle has four components. The first part of the KlayOracle is the adapter. And the way the adapter operates is you define an adapter for those that are node runner. They define an adapter in order to aggregate, like, it's a template for node runner to aggregate like a lot of external data, so that the Oracle is able to like go through all those external data resources in order to be able to get off-chain data. The second component of the KlayOracle is the Oracle contract. The Oracle contract is the Oracle that is deployed for each node in order to be able to fulfill or in order to be able to communicate between the node to store off-chain data and also serve data to consumer smart contracts like DEX contracts, like derivative smart contracts. The third component of the KlayOracle is the node. The node is the component of the KlayOracle that runs, or this is like where the powerhouse is. The node is where all of the running all works. The node is like the intermediary between the Oracle smart contracts and the adapter, right? The node, like looking through the adapter, looking through like all of the job that's defined on the adapter, the node like runs and watch for any like Oracle request, and then fulfill the Oracle request and stores the off-chain data to on-chain on the Oracle smart contract, so that consumer smart contract can pick it up from there. And finally, the last bit of the component of the KlayOracle is the clock command. The clock command is a command suite. It's a command interface built into the KlayOracle that allows node runner to be able to interact with the node from the terminal. For example, when a node runner sets up a KlayOracle node, the first thing they will want to do is create an account, like a wallet for the node. The clock command is what they use to do that. They will want to run or watch for jobs. That's how they do that. If they want to like check info about like the node, that's the clock command is like the components of the KlayOracle that allows node runner to be able to do that. So, excuse me. I'm surprised that happened. All right. Yep, sorry about that. So yeah, back to my presentation. So what are the key features of KlayOracle? So I mean, the question will be like, there are a lot of Oracle protocol out there, but what are the key features of KlayOracle that makes it like unique or distinct from other Oracle protocol that are out there? First is number one key features of KlayOracle is that it has like the clock command, as I pointed out. The KlayOracle is born with a clock command that allows like node operators to be able to like interact with it. With the clock command, node operators can create a wallet for the node, because the node itself needs to fulfill request, and in order to fulfill request, it needs Clayton token, and for that to happen, it needs to have its own like wallet. So with the clock command that is bundled with KlayOracle, the node runner is able to like create like a Clayton wallet inside of it, be able to get information about the node, about the jobs which are defined as adapters for the node, and then the node runner also is able to like run the node. As you would see, this is like a screenshot of like the terminal when you run clock like help. This is like the options that are currently available for the KlayOracle clock command. Also, another feature of KlayOracle is that it has light node, right? I mean, that is expected right now because it's early, but KlayOracle by design and in the future, that's like what we plan for it to be. KlayOracle runs on a very light node, like it is, For someone that wants to run a node and they want to host it on like DigitalOcean or AWS, they don't like need a lot of limited resources needed for KlayOracle to run, and it's easy and very straightforward to set up, unlike some other Oracle protocol which like has a lot of like technicalities to it, and it takes like a lot of resource. And the last feature of the three part of KlayOracle is that it has a very customizable adapter, right? As you would see here, this is, for example, if you want to define an adapter, and just to be clear, an adapter on KlayOracle is how you define how you want to get like an off-chain data. So for each off-chain data that node runners want to get, they define like an adapter for it. For example, this adapter is for KlayUSD. Another adapter could be for BTC USD. Another adapter could be for random numbers. So adapters are a way for node runners to define like a job, as other Oracle would call it. So an adapter has like different components. There is like setting an adapter status. If an adapter is active and it's set to true, it means that the Oracle should pick up the adapter or run it, or it could be set to false. An adapter has like a name, but the important part, best important bit part of an adapter is that an adapter needs to have an adapter ID, which is like pretty unique. An adapter also needs to like define a feed, and defining a feed is basically like a list of off-chain endpoints that the adapter needs to aggregate like the off-chain data from, and then it also has like reducer attached to an adapter, and a reducer in an adapter is like how the adapter or how the node should treat the data that is fetched from an endpoint. For example, you would see here that here it has like one feed where it defines like a URL, and there are reducers here that defines how the node should get like exact data from that URL. For example, you would see this is pass, which means that it will get a JSON, and this is how it will like access the data from the JSON. And then you have like multiply, which because the result will be decimal, it should like multiply with this number of zeros in order to like evict the zero, because decimals cannot be saved on smart contracts. So a question that we've been asked recently while working on KlayOracle is, how is KlayOracle, for example, different from other Oracle protocol, especially Chainlink? So one of the things we like to highlight is, one, Chainlink is currently on Clayton, which is where KlayOracle is being deployed. And KlayOracle is currently deployed on Clayton Baobab testnet. So is Chainlink. And Chainlink has been deployed on KlayOracle Baobab testnet for a while now. I mean, since August 2021, and they are still not on mainnet. And that's because, and that's not only on Clayton, it has also happened on Celo and other blockchain like that. They are still on testing and not on mainnet. And that's because they have like a lot of blockchain in order to be deployed. They have a lot of criteria. They have a lot of backlog. So number one point is the fact that with KlayOracle, it's easy to actually like launch, because we are really currently focused on Clayton. So it's easy for us to like launch to mainnet, while someone like Chainlink haven't done that for a while now. That's number one. Number two, also, our guiding principle for designing KlayOracle is like simplicity. So the goal is that it's easier for anybody without a lot of technical know-how to be able to easily deploy a KlayOracle node, and in order to be able to serve like off-chain data for themselves, or use someone else's node by defining the adapter and using their node to serve data from off-chain to on-chain, right? And lastly, we envision ourselves, which keys to my second point, we envision ourselves as a less complex and less expensive alternative to people like Chainlink. And to be able to achieve genuine decentralization, we believe there should be like more more Oracle protocol out there, and then there are a lot more people hosting Oracle node, such that while Chainlink is having like 1,000 nodes, we're expecting to have like times 10 or times 100 of that, with like, thousands and hundreds of nodes more than Chainlink, so that, the web will be like much more decentralized. All right, so I would take us through like a demo of how the protocol works. I mean, I have a video recorded, but I won't be going through the video. I will just show us live. All right, so for someone that wants to use KlayOracle, there are like two parties when it comes to KlayOracle protocol. The first party is the node runner, and the second party is those that are writing smart contracts to consume off-chain data. So from the perspective of the node runner, for the node runner to start using KlayOracle, the first thing they have to do is go to our GitHub, right? They go to KlayOracle, they search for KlayOracle on GitHub. They clone the KlayOracle protocol. KlayOracle protocol is written in Golang. Just that's same language, the Go Ethereum, and the fork of all of this is written in Golang. So the first thing the node runner will do is come to the repository, clone this repository. Then after cloning this repository, they would open the command package and create a .env here, right? And in .env, they will set the key store password and key store paths. And this key store password and key store paths, the key store password is the password to unlock the wallets that will be created for the node, and key store path is just defining where the key store will be stored, right? And to like emphasize the fact again, the components that makes up the protocol is the adapter, the command, the contracts, and the node, right? Now, after defining the environment variable, the next thing is they need to open the adapter and define like jobs, right? And for the jobs, for example, if we are to define a Clay USD job, like a job where we are able to get Clay USD price, right? We would define that the job is active. We define a name. A name could be anything. We define the job type. There are two job types. Either it's data feed or random number. And then we are going to set a unique adapter ID. As a node runner, the unique adapter ID just needs to be a 32 string, length string. It could be anything, right? But it has to be unique for the jobs for a particular node. Another node can have the same adapter ID, but another job on another node can have the same adapter ID, but it has to be just unique for a particular node. And then there has to be the Oracle address. The Oracle has to be deployed. So for the Oracle to be deployed, the Oracle code is basically like the same. This is an example of the Oracle code, right? It's in the repository. It's the same thing. It just needs to be deployed for that particular adapter or that particular job. So let me go back to this. Okay. All right. And the last part is defining the feeds. The feeds is defining like a suite of, or a list, an array of where we want to like fetch our Clay USD price. In our feeds here, we are defining like just two resources. First, we are defining crypto compare, and then we are defining for us to get from Coin API. And there are other things that you can add to a feed, such as if you want to pass authentication with headers, the request type, and the most important bit of a feed again is reducers, which you can list how, after fetching data, how the node should treat data. For example, there are like several reducers that are available on the on KlayOracle. There is pass. Pass is just like how to access like a JSON path. Is multiply. There is divide. Like anything like that that would help single out, or apply to the data that you get from a particular resource. So that's like the next step for someone trying to set up a KlayOracle node. So after setting up like the adapter, the next thing that someone running a node would do is they are going to build this command, right? And in order to do that, they also need to run go install cmd, all of this, right? Now I've already done that. Right now there is currently a public node running, and this is where it's running. It's running on like DigitalOcean, and I'm currently there. If I run clock help, once I run clock help, after building this, after running go install like this, I'll be able to run clock help and I'll get like the usage of the command. And after running clock help, the next thing again for a node run, which is like the final thing, is to run clock node watch run. Right? If I run clock node watch run, it's going to start watching all of the adapters or all of the job. You can have a node runner can have between 1 to 100 jobs. Once you have that, it will keep running and keep checking for any like Oracle request, and it's going to fulfill it. But for the purpose of a node runner that wants to keep the node running even after they've detached from the terminal, I mean, once they deploy it on the cloud, what a node runner would want to do is use a program like Supervisor D in order to make this run. So, for example, I have this public node running on Supervisor D, and this particular node is serving adapter for KlayUSD and also for Wimix USD. Those are the two live price feed that are available now. So, for example, I think I'll probably have to zoom in a bit. For example, here is how like this program is being run like in background. This is like the directory, the workspace of KlayOracle. This is the command. This is number of process that is being run, and this is the log. All right. Another thing again that node runner have to do is they need to add the parts of Go and add the parts of the clock command to their bash housing. So now that is the part of the node runner, but the part for the consumer, what they have to do is they have to write just like any smart contract, write the smart contract. For example, in this example, there is a smart contract that needs the price of Clay thing in USD in order to perform an action. So what you have to do is import the Oracle contracts, yeah, and also copy the Oracle address of the particular price feed or price feed that they want to use. In our own case, we have like 2 price feed currently deployed right now. Let's see. We have KlayUSD deployed and we have Wimix US deployed. So they would have to like copy this Oracle address and the adapter ID in order to use that. So if I come here right now, if I want to request Clay price in USD, I want to use my smart contract, I will copy the Oracle address. I'll put it here, and then there's the adapter ID. I'll put it here. So before like I make that request, I want to check the log. I want to play with the log for this node. Right. I want to take the log for this node. you notice as I build the log for this, so the same listening to Oracle days, listening to Oracle Womex, listening to Oracle KlayUSD. Now you would notice the difference. I click on transact. I'm already connected to, I already injected my MetaMask right here. I'm on Clayton Baobab testnet. Right. Yep. It's requesting now. Let me tell the log again. You see right here. Yeah, this is it. Right here, you see, like it is like making progress. You see, it has fulfilled like the Oracle request. It has seen this Oracle request and it has sent the request back to the smart contract. If I click on price right here, because when you want to get, for example, or when you want to get a request from an Oracle, this is how you would do it. You would do like Oracle address to new request, and you pass the method selector to the function that the Oracle should call and return the value to or the data to, and the adapter ID and the address of the smart contract, which we already did. And by calling request Oracle, that has requested, or that has made a request to the Oracle, and you see that the node has, performed that. If I click on price, you notice here, right here, what we have right here is the current price of Clayton in USD. Now, this is not decimal. This has been, if I go back to the adapter that was defined, if I come back here, if I come to adapter, if I come to jobs, if I come to KlayUSD, you will notice that we did this multiplication here, and that's because when all of this was done, what was returned was decimal, and smart contracts can't save decimal. So if we go ahead to check for the price of CoinMarketCap, check for the price of Clayton, let's see this. And the price that was returned, if I copy this and say this divided by this, you will see that the price here is 0.2455. And if we check for the price of Clayton, let's search CoinMarketCap here. Let's say Clayton. Yeah, you see that's 0.245, which is exactly what was returned, except that, we added to, because of the fact that smart contracts can't save decimal. Now, the way the job was defined with that several zeros, it depends on how like the job runner or the node runner wants to run it. So to talk about the team, myself, Muluwafemi Alofe, I'm a blockchain developer. I have like 8 years of experience as a software engineer. I have over 2 years of experience of that as a blockchain developer. I'm currently a platform owner at End Content, a decentralized watch-to-end platform, and I have experience also integrating. I have experience working at Protofire on integrations team. We are worked on integrating Chainlink with other EVM compatible chains such as IOTX, Moonbeam, and Celo. And also, I have about 3 years of experience as a founder of a fintech startup that grew with 10 customers and 250K in transaction. And there is Polola Dimeji, who is a product manager. He's also an experienced software product manager in fintech, robotics, and edtech. He's currently a product manager at Nestcoin, a crypto payments platform for Africans. And he's also a former PM at Popular Robotics and team maps. Our funding request, we're requesting $45,000 from Dora Grant DAO to further assist with the early stage development and deployment of KlayOracle. In Q1 2023, we have these following major updates, but standardly, aside like the major updates that we are looking to achieve in Q1 2023, we would keep improving the code base. We'll keep improving error reporting and system monitoring for the node. We would stress test the infrastructure and penetration, do several penetration testing. We'll have third-party people do that, and also the community. We'll continually add like new data source. With KlayOracle, it's like very easy to add new data source. It's just like as easy as adding more adapters. We would go on to improve the developer documentation, adding more tutorials and videos. And for the major updates that usually community should expect, we are going to Dockerize the node, initiator module, and charts for node runner, like M charts, so they can deploy it through Kubernetes. Right now, you see that for a node runner, you'd have to clone the repository and do everything manually, but we want to Dockerize the whole process and also create like M charts for it. We are going to improve the aggregator mechanism. Right now, the aggregator mechanism, which the node does, is try to get like data feed from several off-chain data by looking through the adapter for the feeds that's defined and randomly pick one. But we want to improve the aggregator mechanism to like different type of aggregator mechanism. We would also add like initiator package. Right now on the node, it's until it fetches, it only goes to fetch like a new data feed when a consumer smart contract makes a request to the Oracle. We want to like create an initiator package that has that would go and periodically make things happen based on deviation between price that is being set by node runners or based on time that is being defined. Also, we are going to be defining the KlayOracle tokenomics, and we're also going to be tokenizing the platform so that node runners will be able to be incentivized by earning the KlayOracle token. And lastly, we are going to build SDKs in JavaScript and Golang so that wallets and exchanges would also be able to benefit without having to write like smart contracts. By writing JavaScript or Go, they'll be able to benefit from KlayOracle. So for audience, starting November 4th, you'll be able to vote for KlayOracle on the Dora Grant DAO. We encourage you to please visit this URL and vote for KlayOracle using the Voice Dora token. And by the time KlayOracle launch, we are going to be giving contributors. We are going to be whitelisting contributors that support us for the Dora Grant DAO, and we're going to be airdropping 2.5% of initial circulation of the KlayOracle token to our supporters. Thank you very much.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, team, for the very detailed introduction. Questions will be, what do you think is the biggest advantage for you guys to compare with other Oracle's services provided, like Chainlink, like DAO, etc.? Yeah.
Okay. So I would say the biggest advantage that we have right now is one, we are focused on collating currently, which makes it easier for us to not try to scale very fast, like from beginning to like other blockchain. And for that purpose, our current setup is like very, very easy, like very minimalistic and simple to set up. I mean, I've set up like, Chainlink node several times, and I know what it takes to do that, especially trying to set jobs, trying to see if everything works fine, trying to see like hardware requirements. But for KlayOracle is like very, very minimalistic and easy to set up. It takes about like 5 to 10 minutes to really, really do. So right now, that's like the top advantage that we have like over
other Oracle protocols.
Got it. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much for the answer. And we can end it up here. I see that there are some audience that want to join the project communities. So we are highly recommended you guys to go to DoraHacks.io and you can find all the projects information, useful link there. And also you can go to KlayOracle and Metopia's website directly, and you can find all the community links there. And feel free to try out their products and review their product there. Yeah, so thank you guys again for joining us today. Thanks for all two teams give such a wonderful presentation demo sessions. And for all the audience, if you have any questions, feel free to join DoraHacks communities. We will always be there to answer any questions that you might have. And kindly remind us that the voting opens on will be open on November 5th. So as I mentioned earlier, it will be great that if you want to participate in the voting, please stake your Dora, receive VC Dora on time to be eligible to vote for the round. And just like Metopia and KlayOracle's mentioned, that there will be some rewards and incentives provided by the projects directly. And you'll be a great chance for all of the audience to support the brilliant Web3 early stage projects from day one. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us again. Hope you guys can all doing great in the futures. See you guys soon.
Thanks so much. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.